Battle of the Brains, presented by Invest 529. Central Virginia's high school academic quiz show. Today's match features Great Bridge High School versus Trinity Episcopal School. Let's play.
Hello and welcome to Battle of the Brains, Central Virginia's longest-running high school academic quiz show. I'm Cheryl Miller. Our teams are playing for a total of $20,000 in scholarship money, courtesy of Invest 529 and the E.W. Scripps Foundation, the winning team receiving $10,000 for their school. Our competition welcomes teams from schools all across the Commonwealth of Virginia. The academic athletes joining us today for round two are the Wildcats of Great Bridge High School, coached by Kathy Fitzgerald. Part of the Chesapeake Public School system, Great Bridge has about 1,500 students in grades 9 through 12. The school's motto is tradition and pride. Also with us today, the Titans of Trinity Episcopal School, coached by Pauline Crowling and Ned Trice. Trinity Episcopal School is located in the city of Richmond. It's a private liberal arts high school. It has an enrollment of about 500 students. In 1994, Trinity Episcopal became Richmond's very first international baccalaureate school. It's great to have all these students back with us today for round two. Our match today will consist of 3 toss-up rounds and a category round. Players will buzz in and wait for me to call on them before they answer their question. Any interruption of questions with an incorrect answer will result in a point deduction, but there's no deduction for an incorrect answer to a completed question. All right, students, welcome. Here is the first toss-up round. Which of the following seasons lasts longest? Hurricane, NFL regular season, or spring? Oliver.
Hurricane.
That is correct. 6 months from June 1st to November 30th. What is the 1973 U.S. Supreme Court case that decriminalized abortion until it was overturned? Oliver.
Roe v. Wade.
That is correct. It was overturned in 2022. In what 1967 war against Egypt, Jordan, and Syria did Israel, Matthew?
The Yom Kippur War.
That is incorrect. Did Israel capture the Gaza Strip, the Sinai Peninsula, and the West Bank in less than a week? Great Bridge? Peter?
The 6-Day War.
That is correct. Rubidium, potassium, and lithium are members of what? Matthew?
Alkali.
That is correct. Group of elements, the leftmost on the periodic table. A disaster occurred on May 31st, 1889, after 2 days of record rain toppled the South Fork Dam. 20 million tons of water rushed 14 miles downstream, leaving 2,200 people dead in what Pennsylvania town? Hayden?
Pittsburgh.
That is incorrect. Great Bridge? Oliver?
Philadelphia.
It was actually Johnstown. This tackle for the Virginia Military Institute football team went on to win a Nobel Prize, achieve a rank of Chief of Staff of the United States Army, and served as both Secretary of State and Secretary of Defense. Name this man who had a plan after World War II. And Hayden.
The Marshall.
George Marshall is correct. The son of Zebedee and Salome, who was believed to be the youngest of Jesus' disciples. Matthew.
Simon Peter.
That is incorrect. Great Bridge? Peter?
Andrew.
It was actually John the Apostle. Of the signatories of the Declaration of Independence, which delegate was the first to sign? Rehan?
John Hancock.
Correct. Although the war ended in 1953, North and South Korea today are still 2 countries. What number represents the parallel line that divides Oliver?
59th parallel.
That is incorrect. The parallel line that divides these 2 nations. Trinity Episcopal? Hayden?
38th.
38th is correct. She is documented as the first self-made female millionaire in America. Give the birth name of this woman who created cosmetic and hair care products. Vincenzo?
Kylie Jenner.
That is incorrect. I'll finish for Great Bridge, who created cosmetic and hair care products for black women and founded the Madam C.J. Walker Manufacturing Company. Oliver?
Elizabeth.
It would be Sarah Breedlove. Tokamak chambers attempt to achieve it through Rehan.
Nuclear fusion.
That is correct. In Greek myth, who was the goddess of the underworld and wife? Matthew.
Hades.
That is incorrect. And wife of Pluto. Great Bridge. Peter.
Proserpina.
That is incorrect. It was Persephone. You may need your pencil and paper for this one. What are all the factors of 8? Spencer.
8, 1, 4, 2.
That is correct. 1, 2, 4, 8. Homiletics is a branch of theology which deals with the writing and preaching of what? Hayden.
Psalms.
That is incorrect. Great Bridge. Isaiah?
Sermons.
That is correct. All right, teams, watch and listen carefully. Turn your attention to the monitors for a video question from a member of the Battle of the Brains Brainy Bunch, and you must wait until the question is completed before buzzing in.
Country superstar Darius Rucker found fame as the singer for what band, whose most famous song is Only Wanna Be With You?
Oliver?
One Direction.
That is incorrect. Trinity Episcopal? That would be Hootie and the Blowfish. And that buzzer means the end of our first toss-up round. Good job, teams. Up next, we'll introduce you to today's players, and they'll take on the category round when Battle of the Brains continues.
Miss a week of Battle of the Brains? Want to catch up on the full season of play? Watch full episodes on our YouTube channel.
Welcome back to Battle of the Brains.
Here are the scores following the first toss-up round here on Battle of the Brains. Our team from Great Bridge with 60 points. Our team from Trinity Episcopal School with 10 points. And we'll get back to our match just ahead. But first, let's find out a little bit about today's players. First, let's meet our team from Great Bridge High School. The Wildcats are coached by Kathy Fitzgerald. First up is Oliver Toth, who is a junior, enjoys writing and traveling, is active in Model UN, and plans to become a diplomat. Next up is Peter Miskevich, who is a senior, member of the National Honor Society, is active in the school chorus, and would like to study history in college. Our team captain is Rayhan Ahmed, who is a senior, enjoys reading about math and science, origami, and solving Rubik's Cubes, and hopes to study data science in college. And wrapping up our team is Isaiah Swazo, who is a senior, is a member of the National Honor Society and a lacrosse player, and plans to study for a career in pharmacy. That is our team from Great Bridge High School. Great to have you back with us for round two. Now let's meet our team from Trinity Episcopal School. The Titans are coached by Pauline Crowling and Ned Trice. First up is Vincenzo Barafato, who is a junior, enjoys track and field as well as playing soccer, and plans to major in architecture. Our team captain is Matthew Wadelick, who is a junior, is interested in economics and computer science, runs track and cross country. Hayden Beach is a senior. He's a member of the robotics and crew teams, enjoys computers, is a musician, plays guitar, and plans to major in mechanical engineering. And wrapping up our team from Trinity is Spencer Anthony, who's a senior, is captain of the cross-country team, a programmer for the school's robotics team, and would like to study computer science. That's our team from Trinity Episcopal School. Now, both of our school teams will be playing the category round, where each team will select one 10-question category from today's choices. If they get all of their questions correct within the allotted time, they'll receive a 20-point bonus. Teams, take a look here at today's categories from which you may choose. They are You Have the Con, C-O-N, Fashion, and Medical Terms. And we do note that in this round, only the captains can officially answer for the team, though they may confer with their teammates to try to come up with the correct answer. By the rules, the high score team gets first choice of category. That is our team from Great Bridge High School. Rayhan, quickly talk it over with your teammates and let me know what category you would like to play.
You have the con.
All right. Identify these people, places, and things, all which begin with the letters C-O-N. The first is capital of New Hampshire.
Concord.
Correct. Scottish actor who played James Bond in the movies. Connery, Sean Connery, yes. Former name of Istanbul.
Constantinople.
Correct. Chief magistrates in the Roman Republic.
Constables.
That is incorrect. It's consuls.
Okay, yeah.
Opponents of the Sandinistas in Nicaragua.
Contras.
Correct. Author of the book Heart of Darkness.
Conway.
Joseph Conrad. Eye infection commonly called pink eye.
Conjunctivitis.
Correct. Ancient Chinese philosopher.
Confucius.
Correct. Musical composition for solo instruments and orchestra.
Concerto.
Correct. And finally, supersonic commercial plane.
Concorde.
Correct. All right, you have the con. You got them right. Pretty well done there. All right, fashion or medical terms for our team from Trinity Episcopal School. Matthew, what would you guys like to play?
We are going to go with medical terms.
All right. Answer the following from the clues given. A dentist who specializes in straightening teeth.
Orthodontist.
Correct. Swelling due to fluid buildup.
Inflammation.
That would be edema. The white part of the eye.
Sclera.
That is correct. Name of the common cold.
Rhinovirus.
Correct. Term for nearsightedness.
Presbyopia.
Presbyopia.
That's farsightedness, myopia. Gingivitis is specifically a disease of what?
Gums.
Correct. Term for a long-term or recurring illness.
Chronic.
Correct. There are 33 of these in the human spine.
Vertebrae.
Correct. Strand doctors use to close wounds.
Sutures.
Suture.
Correct. And finally, condition indicated by a low level of red blood cells.
Anemia.
That is correct. Good job on your category, Trinity Episcopal. All right, good job by both of our teams in the category round. So up next, we'll give them more toss-up questions when Battle of the Brains continues.
Battle of the Brains is always available. Find full episodes on YouTube and follow Battle of the Brains on social media.
Welcome back to Battle of the Brains.
Here are the scores following the category round here on Battle of the Brains. Our team from Great Bridge High School with 100 points. Our team from Trinity Episcopal School with 50 points. And now it's back to Battle of the Brains and another toss-up round. But first, a reminder to our teams, you do lose points if you interrupt a question with an incorrect answer. The other team then has the chance to give an answer. There's no conferring in the toss-up rounds. Here we go. The 1928 premiere of this orchestral piece used the sound of authentic taxicab horns. Name this work by George Gershwin. Peter.
Rhapsody in Blue.
That is incorrect. Name this work by George Gershwin that depicts a tourist who absorbs the French atmosphere following World War II. Vincenzo.
Blue Rhapsody.
It's actually An American in Paris. That was the entire work. You may need your pencil and paper for this one. Solve for x in the following equation. X squared plus 4x equals -4. Matthew.
X equals -2.
That is correct. In an NFL football game, how many defensive players are on the field? Matthew.
11.
Correct. A sextant, which is used to calculate the angle between celestial bodies and the horizon, can be utilized by seafaring navigators to determine by degrees what measurements? Hayden.
Latitude.
That is correct. A baguette is a long, delicious loaf of French bread. Spell baguette. Rehan.
B-A-G-G-U-E-T-T-E.
That is incorrect. Trinity. Matthew.
B-A-G-U-E-T-T-E.
That is correct. Richmond, Virginia was founded on the banks of what river? Matthew.
The James.
Correct. The modern African state of Tanzania was created in 1964 by the union of which two former British colonial protectorates? Matthew.
South Africa and the Congo.
That is incorrect. Great Bridge? Oliver?
Kenya and Swaziland.
It was actually Zanzibar and Tanganyika. Each player starts with 15 checkers of his own color on a board consisting of 24 narrow triangles. Hayden.
Backgammon.
That is correct. In Greek mythology, Cronus, king of the Titans, had his counterpart in what Roman deity? Matthew.
Saturn.
Correct. This volatile deep red liquid is one of two elements. Hayden.
Bromine.
Correct. That are liquid at room temperature. All of the insects that are properly called flies belong to the order Diptera. What is the literal meaning of the word Diptera? Isaiah.
2 wings.
That is correct. 2 wings. This phenomenon is the process of separating polychromatic light into its component wavelengths. What is the name of this phenomenon? Hayden.
Diffraction.
That is incorrect. Great Bridge? Rehan.
Refraction.
It's actually called dispersion. During its existence from circa 328 until 1453, what was another name for the Eastern Roman Empire? Oliver.
Byzantium.
That is correct. After college, Bob became the liaison between the Gaming Society and the White House. Spell liaison. Isaiah.
L-I-A-S-O-N.
That is incorrect. Trinity. Matthew.
L-I-E-S-O-N.
It's actually L-I-A-I-S-O-N. What is the term for a group of newly born puppies? Peter.
A litter.
Correct. What is the term for a visible stream of water or ice particles? A visible stream of water or ice particles created by airplanes. Hayden.
Contrail.
That is correct, or vapor trails. All right, teams, watch the screen. A video question from the Battle of the Brains Brainy Bunch. And again, wait until the question is asked completely before buzzing in.
Formed in 1973 in New York City, identify this band that wrapped up its 50-year career with a 2023 show at Madison Square Garden.
Hayden.
Kiss.
That is correct. You may need your pencil and paper for this one. What is the smallest prime number that is the sum of two prime numbers? Spencer.
5.
Correct. 2 plus 3. And that buzzer means one more toss-up round, and just ahead we'll double the point value for our team. Stay tuned to see which team will be today's winner and go on to round 3 of our competition this season here on Battle of the Brains.
Love Battle of the Brains? Ready for your high school team to play next season? Go to battleofthebrains.net to learn more.
And for this final toss-up round, the point score for a correct answer is doubled, but so is the penalty for an incorrect answer given before I finish the question. There's no deduction for an incorrect answer to a completed question. All right, teams, good luck. This is our final toss-up round. In biology, what 6-letter word is the term for an ovum after it's been fertilized? Hayden.
Zygote.
Correct. I find your lack of faith disturbing is a quote from what science fiction movie icon? Peter.
Darth Vader.
Correct. In bowling, a perfect game of 300 results from how many consecutive strikes? Peter.
12.
Correct. You may need your pencil and paper for this one. On a golf course where a score of 71 is par, how many strokes under par is a second round score of 135? Matthew.
6.
That is incorrect. Great Bridge? Rehan?
3.
It's actually 7 under. What man organized Maryland in 1634 as a... Matthew?
Lord Baltimore.
That is correct, as a refuge for English Roman Catholics. This measurement is determined by the number of protons and neutrons in an atom's nucleus. Rehan?
Atomic mass.
Correct. During the World War II Battle of Iwo Jima, Japanese forces placed their main defenses on what volcanic peak? Peter.
Suribachi.
Correct. What is the theological term to express God's characteristics of being everywhere at once? Okay, Matthew.
Omnipotent.
The judges are saying no. Great Bridge. Peter.
Omnipresent.
That is correct. What is the name of the ratio that is an irrational number equal to 1 plus the square root of 5? Rehan.
Golden ratio.
Correct, divided by 2. How does British agent 007 famously prefer his martinis? Matthew.
Shaken, not stirred.
Correct. You knew that. Columbus originally named them Las Tortugas after their enormous turtle population, but they were later renamed for a Carib Indian word for the marine crocodiles that are also found there. Matthew.
The Galapagos.
That is incorrect. Name this British territory. Peter.
The Caymans.
That is correct. They have no blood, no brain, or nervous system. Using their tentacles to sweep food into their mouths, they've lived on Earth for an estimated 500 million years. Matthew.
Jellyfish.
Correct. Maize or corn agriculture, a mainstay of many early Native American civilizations, entered North America directly from what area of Mesoamerica? Oliver.
Mexico.
That is correct. You may need your pencil and paper for this one. What is the largest prime number that is less than 59?
57.
That is incorrect. Great Bridge? Rehan?
53.
That is correct. The Big Dipper is comprised of 7 visible stars and is part of what constellation? Hayden?
Ursa Major.
Correct. Labor Day is a national holiday celebrated the first Monday in September. What 19th century U.S. president who shares his name with a Midwestern U.S. city issued the official proclamation? Vincenzo. That is incorrect. Great Bridge? That would be Grover Cleveland. What famously conservative and pro-family American politician became the first divorced man to serve as a U.S. president? Peter.
Ronald Reagan.
Correct. First First released in 1937, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs was the first of Disney's full-length animated movies. Which of the whistling dwarves is the only one without a beard? Matthew.
Dopey.
He was the youngest, that is correct. He lives on Mount Crumpet with his dog Max. Hayden.
The Grinch.
Correct. Puppeteer Kevin Clash resigned in 2012 after 3 decades on Sesame Street. He was the man behind what 3.5-year-old character who is friends with Mr. Noodle? Vincenzo.
Big Bird.
That is incorrect. Peter.
Elmo.
That is correct. And that buzzer is the end of our match. While our judges double-check the final score, here's a reminder of how to stay connected with us here at Battle of the Brains.
Stay up to date on Battle of the Brains. Follow along as your favorite teams advance this season. Visit battleofthebrains.net to learn more and follow the show on social at Battle of the Brains. Join us next week on Battle of the Brains as we welcome students from Maggie Walker Governor's School playing against Tallwood High School.
Now, here's the final score for today's match, determining which of our teams will continue on in this season's competition and going on to the next round. Ending the match with a final score of 300 points, our team from Trinity Episcopal School. Great job today by Spencer, Hayden, Matthew, and Vincenzo. Thanks for joining us and playing along on Battle of the Brains. Our winners today and going on to round 3 in this year's competition, our team from Great Bridge High School, the Wildcats. Great job today by Oliver, Peter, Rayhan, and Isaiah, and we will see you in the next round. I'm Cheryl Miller. Thank you so much for watching and playing along here on Battle of the Brains, and we'll see you back here next week. Great match, teams.
Game over. Thank you for watching Battle of the Brains. Presented by Invest 529.